All right, let's do this. Back in 2011, I started a SaaS business called Kader. We pioneered the sales engagement space. I took it from $0 in revenue all the way to $7 million in ARR. It was backed by the likes of Andreessen Horowitz, Jackson Square Ventures, and a lot of prominent angel investors. Then I sold Kader to Marketo. Marketo was a market leader in the marketing automation space. They were owned by Vista, one of the best PE firms in the world. I served as SVP of strategy over at Marketo. We did a 2-year transformation and sold it to Adobe for $4.75 billion. Nowadays, I work with SaaS founders, anywhere from pre-revenue all the way upwards of $100 million in ARR in their go-to-market strategy. So I asked myself, given everything that I know, given all the companies that I've coached over the last few years, if I were to start another SaaS business today, what are the 3 steps I would take to actually start that SaaS business to make sure I don't waste months building the wrong product? So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles you absolutely need to know if you're looking to start your SaaS business, if you're pre-revenue, and you wanna make sure you maximize your chances of success. And when you watch till the end of this episode, I have a bonus step for you. You'll know exactly the steps I'm following right now as I build my next set of SaaS companies. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches, having been a founder just like you, still am a founder, having coached over 250 SaaS companies as part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. I bring you the actual tactics that move the needle in driving growth for your SaaS business. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this channel, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. All right, so if I was to start a SaaS business today, given everything that I know and over 15 years of experience in SaaS, here are the 3 steps that I would follow to figure out exactly how to maximize my chances of success and avoid wasting months building the wrong product. All right, if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm that really likes it when you do that, and let's dive right into it. So step number 1 is not what you think. Step number 1, I would first focus on market. The first thing that I would focus on is what is the target market I'm going after? What is the specific person that I'm going to be targeting? And what is the urgent and important problem that they have? So many times in my own baby TK journey as a first-time founder, I obsessed over product. I started writing lines of code. I started building these features. I'm like, oh my God, this has got to exist. Wouldn't this be cool? This API exists. I can connect this. But I ended up wasting months building the wrong product. And then I fell into the one more feature trap, thinking I was just that one feature away from finally generating revenues or getting to traction. Instead, what I learned the hard way, what I do now, what I coach every founder to do is start with market. What is the exact ideal customer you're going after? What is the market that's in? What are the competitive dynamics? What is the actual urgent and important problem? A problem can exist, but if it's not urgent, meaning they have to solve it, and if it's not important, meaning they will die if they don't solve it, it is not worth pursuing. You will have a shitty SaaS business. So it's super important as step number 1 to really flesh out what market you are going to be going after if you are working on a SaaS business. Now, you may be a founder that have already started to code. You may already have a product, but if you're pre-revenue, stop everything. Do not do another feature. Get out of the one more feature trap and first figure out what is the market? What is the specific market we're going after? And why are we 10 times better than the competition? And is this problem actually urgent? And is it actually important? That would be my step number 1, given everything that I've learned. Once I have a good thesis on the market. Remember, this is a thesis. This is your opinion. A lot of times people will DM me or people will message me and they'll say, hey, can we get on a 30-minute call? I just need a quick conversation. I just need to get your thoughts on this idea I'm working on. And I'm like, look, first of all, I spend all my time either on these YouTube videos, which I give for free. I have over 200 episodes, or I work with my clients inside of my coaching programs. There is no in between. But more importantly, my opinion does not matter. What matters is the market. The market decides if you are solving an urgent, important problem, which brings me to step number 2. Step number 2 is not to build product, not to write a line of code, not to build anything. It's to actually focus on your go-to-market, your version 0 of your go-to-market. I've seen this over and over, and I've made the same mistake. A lot of times founders build the product and they think they will turn on sales and marketing. They will hire that fractional CMO. Fractional CMOs suck. If they were any good, they would be a real CMO. So take that aside. Or they'll hire an agency to run lots of ads. That won't work because the agency will ask you like, hey, what's the market you're going after? Why would they buy? What are your success stories? It won't work. Or you think think that you'll just hire that AE who will make it rain and actually sell your product. That won't work either. What matters the most is to start early in your go-to-market, what I call your V0 go-to-market. What does a V0 go-to-market look like? It's where you're actually building an audience of the people that you're solving the problem for. It's where you're putting out a lead magnet, or you are building a following on Twitter or YouTube or LinkedIn, and you're actually engaging with the target people that you're solving this problem for. And most importantly, it's where you're building a mailing list, a list of these people who are engaged and listening to you in everything you're sharing as you're going on this journey to solve this problem. Some people call it building in public, but that's not what this is. Building in public is a bunch of developers who should be coding and should be building go-to-market, should actually be doing some work, but instead they're tweeting about, I'm building in public. No one cares. What this is really about is to actually have conversations with the target people that you are targeting. That's your V0 go-to-market. It's actually engaging with these people, making connections, talking to them about the urgent and important problem that you are solving to really validate, is this an urgent, important problem? Will they actually buy your product if it were to exist? Or more importantly, would they pay for it? Versus saying, this is a great idea, let me know when it starts. So step number 2 is to actually build your V0 go-to-market, to actually start to build that list, that mailing list of people, maybe through a lead magnet or through connections or just through tweeting, whatever it may be. What's super important is to actually build that mailing list of people and that audience of people that are in your target market that you are solving the problem for and getting into actual conversations with them. That's what building in public really is. Now I have step 3 and I have a bonus step, but before I go into that, let me just pause here for a second. Are you starting to see the power in this? This is one of those things that I wish baby TK knew 12 years ago, before I started Tout App, before I actually figured this out, because I was working on all these other products and they were going nowhere. And finally I started to approach it this way and everything started to click. And this is not just theory just for me or just worked for me and my one company. At this point, I've worked with over 150 pre-founders as part of my launch program, where we actually followed this framework and they were able to break through to revenues. So if you're starting to see the power in this, if you're starting to see why market is super important, building a go-to-market where you're building connections and a mailing list of these people that are in your market and having conversations with them is super important. If you're starting to see the power in this, can I just get a yes in the comments below? That way I know you're with me. And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm that really likes it when you do that. Also, I wanna make one more point. If you're really far along, you're like, TK, I already started coding. I already have this product, but no one's buying. It's okay, it's okay. Just pretend you're starting today. Start with market, start with the go-to-market, and then circle back to the product. And chances are you're a couple of pivots away to actually figuring this out. Also, if you're at this stage where you are wanting to build a SaaS business and you're pre-revenue, you wanna avoid wasting months building the wrong product, you wanna dig into some of these pieces, I encourage you to grab a copy of my 10-point SaaS business checklist. 10-point SaaS business checklist. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this video. We don't have to go anywhere right now. Let's go to principle number 3. All right, principle number 3, finally, is product. Once you start to figure out, okay, this is the market I'm going after, this is my go-to-market, I'm gonna figure out how to go to the market, to all these people, build that list, offer something of value, start to have those conversations, really validate this is an urgent, important problem, and start to talk about, here's what I'm building, would you be interested? Then you start to actually build out the product. That's step number 3. But there's a nuance here. A lot of times, what I see founders do is they'll talk to 5 people and say, oh yeah, I know what the market is, don't worry, I got this. And no, don't worry, we did customer discovery. I talked to 5 people. They said they would love it, to hit them back once I build it, and they're totally gonna buy. You would not believe the number of founders I've had this story with. And what ends up happening is they go away for months building this product. These 5 people said they would buy, and then they circle back and say, hey, I built that product that you really wanted. You said you'd buy it. Do you wanna buy now? And they're like, yeah, I'll get right back to you. What you got was a polite no. They didn't wanna say this is a shitty idea. They didn't wanna say that, oh my God, this is not an urgent, important problem. They just said, yeah, that's cool. And here you are after building all that, and now they're like, well, if you just added this, single sign-on authentication, I'll totally buy. They give you some random feature, now you gotta go build it again. So there's a trick to doing step number 3. What you wanna do is build in iterations. You wanna build, you wanna show, you wanna sell. You wanna sell as early as possible, no matter how shitty you think the idea is or the product is, and you wanna keep iterating. Because until someone swipes the credit card, even if it's for $99 for a lifetime deal, and then they use it, until they do that, you do not know if your thesis around your market and your go-to-market and your product is correct. So you wanna get in as early as possible to develop that market thesis, run those go-to-market plays consistently, and as you are building, you keep adding more people into your list, and keep showing them the product. You keep iterating, keep going back to the people that said no and showing them the latest product, and eventually it clicks, and you do it in iterations. Those are the 3 steps. When you follow those steps, you're able to actually get to that initial product market fit. Your initial idea will probably not work, but you will get there. You're just one pivot away, and that's what I've learned. Now, one of the key things about this is where the bonus step comes in. You've got market, you've got go-to-market, you've got product. And I know this is completely backwards, right? Most people start with product, then they say, oh, who will use this? And then they try and go to market. This is totally backwards. But if you wanna do it the normal way and have the high mortality rate of startups, then go for it. But if you wanna save yourself some time and really find the right product market fit, then follow these steps. But there's one bonus step that I really recommend while you're doing these 3 that you want to add on. And this is also counterintuitive. This entire thing is counterintuitive, but it works really well. And when I explain it to you, you're like, oh, obviously it works. It sounds obvious, but most people don't do it. That's the power in this. So the bonus thing I would tell you is very early on, as you're building that list, as you're starting to build that product, even as you start to wireframe things, you should focus on 2 things. You should think about what your demo is going to look like and what your pricing model is going to look like. Also, this is counterintuitive, but what I've learned is when you just pretend that the product's done, your best product, and you say, okay, cool, how am I going to demo it? What do I show first? What do I show next? How do I get them to buy? How much are they going to pay? If you script that initially, it helps you build a better product. If you script that initially, it helps you build a better go-to-market. If you script that initially, it helps you figure out if this is an urgent and important problem or not. It's the weirdest mind hack, but I do it all the time with founders, and it works really, really well. So the bonus step for you is very early on, think about what your demo is gonna look like. What are the parts of the product you're gonna show, whether they exist or not, even if it's over wireframes, and also think about what your pricing is gonna be. It's a wildly different product that you're gonna be building, the way you're gonna be selling, who you're gonna be selling it to, when it's $30 a month, or it's $99 a month, or it's $12,000 a year, or it's $100,000 for the platform fee, otherwise you're not gonna talk to them. Very, very different products, very, very different markets. So thinking about these 2 things will really flesh out your strategy. So to recap, if I were to start a SaaS business today, knowing everything that I know, and having built ToutApp, and having worked on Marketo, which was a $500 million ARR business, and having worked with over 250 SaaS companies in my coaching programs to help them grow their companies, here are the 3 steps and the bonus step that I would follow. Number 1, I would start with market. What is the urgent and important problem that I am solving? Number 2, that's just the thesis. So I would test it by building my V0 of my go-to-market, build a lead magnet, build a following, build an audience, build a mailing list, have conversations with them, engage with them, talk to them, figure out what's working, and then start to build the product. As I'm building the product, I would build it, show them, sell it, and keep iterating until someone buys. And I would early on think about what my demo is gonna flow like and what my pricing is gonna be, and that's gonna feed into my market, my go-to-market, and my product strategy. And now you know 3.5 steps that I would follow if I were to start a SaaS company today. What you may not know is, hey, what are the key components to the right market? How do I know if it's an urgent, important problem? How do I know what a proper go-to-market V0 looks like? How do I build that audience? What does a lead magnet look like? What do those pieces look like? How do I know what the right core product loop for a product is? How do I know what a demo should look like or what the pricing should look like? This is why I created my 10-point SaaS business checklist. It's completely free, I'm not charging anything for it. You just go to tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist, tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist. When you download that checklist, it'll ask you some questions that you wanna work through to really flesh out some of these pieces, at least give you some tips on these are the directions to go so that you actually have something written and you can tether yourself to it and then iterate from there. It's completely free. Just go to tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist or follow the link below and you get full access to it right away. Also, if you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really likes it when you do that. We put a lot of love into these videos. I drop an episode like this with actionable strategies and tactics on how to grow SaaS companies, whether you're pre-revenue or upwards of 100 million in revenue. That's the base of customers that we service right now. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. If you have a fellow founder, a team member, if you're part of a Slack group, a WhatsApp group, please share this video with them. It just means the world to us. We want to help as many SaaS founders like you as possible. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside of that 10-point SaaS business checklist. Where was I with that?